The Administrator General, David Yaro, says government and the Parliament have all failed in recognizing the importance of taking stock of state properties. The Administrator General has bemoaned the state of the department as a key partner in the transition process.
The Administrator General is tasked to take stock and monitor all government assets. They are key in the transition process. The reality on the ground presents a different story. The administrator enumerates a myriad of problems from logistics to financial. The office currently has 4 staff instead of at least 12, prompting questions as to whether the office is endowed with the required personnel to undertake its core mandate.
But for office space problem, we needed almost 12 to 15 people. But even now, I just wanted 5 to help, and I can still get them. So
he has had to use personal funds in carrying out official work.
If I'm inviting organizations for a meeting, I need to send letters to them. The letters are ready. How will the letters be sent? So a dispatch clerk from this office must go. If there is a car, the driver will go with him. He will deliver those things. There's no car. Then I tell him, I remember one time I told this gentleman, look, kindly take this into the head of civil service and say, Chief, how do I go? And when I looked in my pocket, the money that I had couldn't take a taxi, but it could manage an Okada. I gave it to him. I said, go. And since then, this is what we've been doing to make sure that work goes on.
Have you made those requests, and what has been the response of government to this?
I booked an appointment with the chief of staff, and we discussed. We had a lovely discussion, and they promised that they would help. But eventually, we got to know that because of logistical and financial constraints. Yeah.
What specifically did the chief of staff tell you?
No, he said, well, they will look into it. He even referred me to the general administration to see whether they could get a vehicle for me. Yeah, but they too didn't have.
The administrator has requested for money to purchase a software that can help develop an inventory of government property. Beyond the logistical and financial challenges, there is also apathy towards its work. Legislators and transition teams have abandoned them in the transition process.
When I looked at the amendment law, I am not a member of the transition team. Meanwhile, the office is supposed to provide administrative and technical assistance to them. When they were amending it, I expected a Parliamentary Select Committee on Legislation would have said, oh, let's invite the Administrator General to have his input. Nobody minded me.
As the dust settles for the president-elect, the administrator hopes urgent attention would be given to his office to enable him carry out his function of safeguarding state property.